All my people are larger bodies than mine, with voices gentle and meaningless like the voices of sleeping birds. One is an artist, he is living at home. One is a musician, she is living at home. One is my mother who is good to me. One is my father who is good to me. Hi, I'm Jack, and I play Rufus in KNOXVILLE. I'm here to tell you about the life of James Rufus Agee. But first, I need to take you back in time to summer evenings in Knoxville, Tennessee, where James Agee was born on the 27th of November, 1909. His parents were Hugh James Agee, who was a construction worker, and his mother, Laura Whitman Tyler, who was a poet. When James Agee was 6, his father was killed in an automobile accident. This is actually the main inspiration for his book, A Death in the Family, but I'll get to that later. After that, when James Agee was the age of 7, him and his younger sister Emma were educated in several boarding schools. When he was a teenager, he went to St. Andrews and spent 1 year at Knoxville High School. At the age of 16, he entered Phillips Exeter Academy in New Hampshire, where he wrote poetry and stories to the school's monthly publication. After graduation in June 1928, he was accepted to Harvard College. Between his time as a Harvard undergraduate and his death, Agee wrote for Time magazine, and he was a movie columnist for The Nation. He was a co-screenwriter for The African Queen and The Night of the Hunter. In 1951, Agee was working on his screenplay for The African Queen. He suffered from his first heart attack, a sign that the years of drinking and smoking were taking their toll. Agee died of his second heart attack in a New York City taxicab on the way to a doctor's appointment. He was 45 years old. A couple of years before his death, in 1948, Agee started writing A Death in the Family. The novel reflects on his father's death and how it affects the family. Unfortunately, Agee never saw his novel being published, since he suddenly died in 1955, but his editors released the novel in 1957. The short section, Knoxville Summer 1915, serves as a prologue and was later an addition to the novel. It was not part of the draft that Agee left, but his editors would certainly have urged him to include it in the final draft. A Death in the Family won Pulitzer's Prize for Fiction in 1958, only a few years after Agee's death. My favorite part about playing Rufus is that he's just so curious. He always needs to know more and more and more and more, because he really just doesn't know a lot. I just think that it's incredible that something so bad as a death in the family for James Agee could have led to him winning Pulitzer's Prize for his novel about the story, and now is being written as a musical by the amazing Lynn and Stephen Flaherty and Frank Galati, which I just think is incredible. Previews start April 15th, so I think that it's a great idea to come and see our brand new show.